press the spacebar. Okay. Good night, everyone. I'm Luquitas Montes, and I'm going to read the chapter 6 of this book, High Life, Low Life, by Alan Battersby. In the last two chapters, 4 and 5, I read about Nat met a person in a bar that is a journalist or maybe a reporter, and he gave information to Nat about Tom Whitaker, the husband of Joanna Whitaker. Oof, I can't remember the name of the woman. Joanna Whitaker, I'm right. So we also found the place where Anna's lived, that was under the ground, in a subway, something like that. So let's start this video. The name of the chapter 6 is East Village. Now and then the elevator breaks down at the office. This was one of those days. After walking up 8 floors, I felt hot and uncomfortable. The fans didn't make much difference. Fall couldn't come soon enough. I had phone calls to make. At last, real work. Finding a missing person. Annie's son, Shaki. My first call was to police headquarters. I knew someone who could help. Someone I used to work with. That is, if he wasn't feeling too bad temporarily. Get me, Captain Oldenburg. Will you? Marley, Oldenburg shouted. I've got enough problems without you calling me. You don't sound happy in your work, I said. Listen, I'm trying to find a missing person, a Shaki Robinson Clayton. He's been in trouble. He was in Rikers Island in 1979. He may be working as a cab driver now. 46 years old, medium height, the American Eagle on his left arm. Anything else? Oldenburg asked. Nothing, I said. His mother hasn't seen him in 20 years. And Oldenburg, this is a job for an old friend. Okay, Marley, said Oldenburg. But I'm not lifting a finger in this heat. I'll get Lieutenant Brainstein to do it. First thing I say, get him to check if the guy's impression. Will you? Next, I needed some information from the Daily News. I put a call through to Ed Winchester. Luckily, he was back from McFadden's bar. Nat, what can I do for you? He asked. I'm trying to find a guy by the name of Shaki Robinson Clayton, I said. He's been in trouble, so there might be some news stories on him. I gave Ed the information he needed. I crossed my fingers and hoped he would turn up something. The phone rang as soon as I put it down. Lieutenant Braunstein was doing a good job. Shaki Clayton wasn't in jail anywhere in the USA. We were doing well. I was I was beginning to enjoy myself. This was what life as a private investigator should be like. I even forgot how hot it was. Now I needed some extra help. Joe Blaney was just the guy. He was a big, tough ex-cop who did work for me sometimes. Joe, it's Nat. Listen, my life is full of old ladies at the moment. I got a strange client, a Mr. Joanna Whitaker. And Martha, who lives with her, is even stranger. I need to know more about them. I gave Shaw the story so far, with the address and descriptions. Boss, Shaw said, you're sure to meet some crazy people. I spent the next morning looking around the Lower East Side, trying to find Jackie. Often, when you turn over a stone, you find something unpleasant beneath it. I can't be the same with families. The more you find out, the more dirt you discover. I was hoping this wasn't going to happen with Jackie. No luck at any of the cab companies or bars I visited. How far could you get looking for a guy in his mid-40s, using a photo of him as a teenager? Finally, I found a cab driver on Canal Street in Chinatown who heard of Jackie. He told me to try the East Village. I started on Avenues A, B, and C, once known as Alphabet City. It was a total waste of time until I got to Vasak's Bar on Avenue B. I showed the bartender Jackie's picture. When I told him about the tattoo, I could see he'd heard of him. He gave me a dark look. You a cop or something? He asked. No, buddy, I say. The name is Marley. Just an honest private investigator. I showed him my license. I don't talk to cops or private agents, mister, the bartender said. Nice, friendly place you got here. A guy could feel very welcome. Do you talk to money? I turned my lenses round. Behind it was a $20 bill. As the bartender reached for it, I pulled my hand away. Not so fast. What have you got? I asked. Okay. I know him, he said. Haven't seen him recently. He's got money, but it doesn't come from driving a cab. Oh yes, I say. So where does it all come from? Buying what people steal, he replied. If you got something hot, go to Jackie. Don't make him angry, though. He's though. Do you know who he works for? I asked. Do I get my $20 now? Tell me who he works for, I said. Try Wiseman Cabs on Avenue A, said the bartender. Just uptown from Tompkins Square Park. I dropped the $20 bill onto the bar and walked out. I knew Tompkins Square Park well. When I was a patrolman, the park had been home to most of the homeless of the East Village. They used to call the community Tent City. Later, they were moved on, but not without a fight, and the place was cleaned up. I found the cab office. There were a couple of cabs parked outside. I pretended to be a tourist. The guy at the desk gave me a poisonous look. Can you help me, mister? I asked. I'm on vacation. First visit to the Big Apple. I want to hire a cab for the day so I can do some real sightseeing. The guy behind the desk looked as if he hadn't slept, washed, or shaved for days. He smelled even worse than me. He lit a cigarette, then coughed for a full 15 seconds. Finally, he was able to speak. Mister, we don't hire cabs out for the day, he said. Hey, I say, is this a cab company or what? I repeat, we don't do it. You stupid or something. One thing was clear. Wiseman Cabs didn't want customers. Certainly not the sort of customer who want to hire cabs. They were in another line of business, and I wanted to know what. I decided to surprise him. Mr. Wiseman, I say. How do you know my name? Could be something to do with the sign outside, I replied, and then continued. I'm looking for Jackie Clayton. Oh yeah, he said. What do you want with him? It's private, family business, I say. Well, it just so happens I'm looking for him too. And when I found him, He stopped as if he had said more than he had intended. You will do what? I asked. Get out of here, Wiseman shouted. I don't know why I'm talking to you. Don't stick your big nose in here again. I got the feeling I wasn't welcome anymore. I left and called Joe Blaney on my cell phone. Not here. What sort of morning have you had, Joe? Great. Just had coffee and cake with Mr. Whitaker. How do you manage that, Joe? Easy. I know a guy who runs a flower shop on East 28th. I bought some flowers and wrote a note saying, from your special friend Nat Marley. Then I borrowed his shop coat and pretended I was the guy from the flower shop. That way I got up to the apartment. As soon as I said the flowers were from Mr. Marley, the old lady never stopped talking. She thinks you are wonderful. I know, I say. It's troubling, isn't it? Then I got Mr. Whitaker talking about her family. She thinks the world of her late husband. I tried to get her to talk about their children, but she just said that they won't visit anymore. I got her son's phone numbers from the address book on the hall table. Easy. That's good work, Joe. Now I've got another job. I want you to watch Wiseman Cabs on Avenue A. Jackie used to work on them. There is something strange going on. They wouldn't let me hire a cab, so I want to know how they make their money. I get some photos. Joe had given me work and home numbers from Charlie Whitaker. Maybe Wilma Peterson could get the Whitaker family talking. I called her office with the phone numbers. It was early evening before she got back to me. Nat, Wilma here. I managed to talk to Charlie Whitaker. He said they used to bring his children to visit until it got too painful. It was the way Mr. Whitaker kept talking about her late husband, and if he were some kind of god. The truth of the matter is that it was a loveless marriage. Tom never had time for his children. In fact, Charlie says he was like a stranger to them. What a way to grow up, I say. Charlie Whittaker's agreed to try and set up a family meeting. Wilma continued. His mother refused to talk to him over the phone, so he'll have to visit. All this will take time. And will she agree? It's doubtful. Well, this is a fine mess, I say. Don't blame yourself, Nat. And that is how the chapter 6 ends. Okay. A lot of information in this chapter. I want to read another chapter, so give me a like and see the next video. Goodbye.